Yes, my people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. I hope you're all leaving the blue live. Now it's another pre-game show on Chelsea Perspective, and I hope it's going to be a fun one today. Please, again, relax and let's get into the show. I want us not to talk about the lineup until I have it up on my screen because it can cause a bit of confusion. Just give me 1 minute. Let me take care of something here. My green screen is acting up a bit. Let's see where the problem is. Okay. Yep, I think I sorted that one out. Let me quickly look at what we have in the chat. I still have an issue on the other end. All right. All right. I think it looks better now. Just quickly, I'm gonna get what we have in the chat already, and I'm sensing from what I'm seeing on Twitter, there's gonna be a lot of surprises. Okay, blue afternoon, blue evening panel and chat. Sent to you, brother. I hope you're doing well. And he says, "Well, we were right about the young players having to be at the club for 2 years, and that's why Badia Sheila has missed out. And again, that we would have to take one out to get Modric and Felix and Enzo in, so all back out. Yeah, but that must have been a very, very again, difficult decision to make. For some reason, I don't know. But somebody sent me something, my brother Nizai, and saying the club, they're really trying to force Oba out of the club. I'm not sure how truthful that is without doing more research on that. Oi, big up to you too, brother Glenn. I hope you're doing well. Hi again to each other there. Let's see what we have. We keep going quite a lot in the chat already. Good, okay, just saying hello to each other there. Deserve that after that long week. Yep, again, a comfortable 4-0 win to Chelsea says logic done. Let's see if that happens. Hi to you too, Mafaza. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. Yes, please keep dropping the like on the stream if you're just joining. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate all the support. Again, I cannot thank you guys enough. Let me see what we have here. I am doing with a 3-1. You think we'd concede? Okay, let's see if we concede today. To me, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I have a feeling we'll come out again. I have a feeling we're going to win this one, and I hope, truthfully, deep down, I hope that ends up being the case. Hope Havertz will come good. Yes, again, positivity. Yep, let's be positive. We will crush everyone from now onwards. We have lost enough. I hope that happens. Chelsea is the club I support, even if I don't like certain players or the manager. Yeah, I still want my club to win. Again, it would be again, it would I would not bet on it. Okay, that's you contradicting yourself. He has no excuses now, so I really hope he starts firing now for his own sake. I think you're talking about Kai Havertz. Too late. I am feeling it. Okay, let's see again. Silke German. I think he should start again. I think he would do well. I'm not really concerned about him. It got desperate. I was dreaming that Lukaku had to come back from loan. I don't. No, I never thought about that. Even no matter how bad it got, I think he would take something serious or something. Maybe us fighting for fighting for survival and not get relegated. That's the only reason why I believe you'd see Lukaku back at the club. That's no dream. Again, that's no dream, brother. That's a nightmare. I would rather have a Freddy come back and visit me. Yeah, Bakayoko. Yeah, all those names. No, I don't think they don't have a place at the club at the moment. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, Bakayoko outlasted Jorginho. Yeah, surprisingly, yes, we unload another on an Arsenal. I don't think it's an unload. I think he would do well. I wouldn't be surprised if he does well. And here's why I argue that. Mikel Arteta was part of the Pep Guardiola again staff that looked at Jorginho and wanted them desperately at Manchester City as a replacement for Fernandinho, and we snatched him from them. I hope we don't click with them. Okay, let's see. Again, I like Jorginho. We'll miss him. Hope he misses every penalty he takes from now. I get it. Then he will be a Chelsea legend. I don't think again Jorginho is a Chelsea. I think he's a Chelsea legend, and I don't think whatever happens at Arsenal takes away anything from him. Unlikely again. Remember David Lewis. Yep, he celebrated the goal against us. He will make them more defensive. Maybe not really all bagage again. Let's see what else do we have here. Dean Badiashile miss out. because we dropped all but got it for him. Yeah, again, I want to hear what Kimso has to say when he comes here. Hi, Priggin, how are you, mate? Again, I'm well, John. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. Always nice to have people here. I worked double shift and still haven't put in 50% of the work that coach does. Again, more thanks to you guys for always coming out to support. Because yeah, it wouldn't the channel again the community wouldn't be growing as fast as it's growing if you guys weren't that supportive. I got one wrong from my 11. Ziyech is in instead of Noni. We suspected that will happen again, but we worked with those in the chat. A good lineup overall. We'll look at it. Lineup is out. Yep, we'll look at it again. Enzo, Gallagher, Mount, midfield. Reece James and Ziyech start. Yep, Reece James, I didn't expect him to start really, but let's see what happens here. Is it out? Okay, it's out. Excellent. Let's look at it here again. What we have, Kukurea stats as we suspected. It's actually ends up being 4-2-3-1, and I'm going to blame Roger for pushing really hard to look to consider other structures. 4-2-3-1, probably.
Me no English.
Me no English indeed. Probably a hybrid approach. The two sixes of Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher. Yep, the three were expected. What's his name to start centrally? We expected what's his name? Mason Mount to start centrally. The number 9, I think. Did we get something wrong there? We picked Havertz too. We did pick Havertz. On the right hand side, we picked what's his name? We did pick Madueke rather than Ziyech. Right back, right wing back, or however, we picked someone else. We picked Cesar Spector, not James. And Kukurea, I think it's not a bad lineup. It's actually the strongest we can do with right now. Your thoughts? What do you think, Roger?
Sorry, I was just listening to Potter talk. Listen, this is I got this as I said, as usual. I get it always wrong. I certainly didn't see 2 in the midfield. And I certainly didn't see James starting. I certainly didn't think that Enzo would start. But I understand why, because of the lack of starting quality.
Yeah, we're depleted in that area.
Very much so. I really didn't think that James. Well, obviously we're not privy to how fit he is, so I was under the assumption he wasn't fit enough to start. Gallagher alongside Fernandez. This is a big game for Gallagher. Big. You know,
so why do you call it a big game for him?
Because he's starting alongside the record signing.
Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, so he's going to be scrutinized even more. That's why I say. So if he does well, this bodes well for him. Yes, we're not exactly playing Real Madrid, let's say hypothetically, or a world elite team. No disrespect to Fulham. I mean that most politely. Look, they just beat us 2 weeks ago. This is look, Ziyech is starting too, and we were questioning his psyche. Remember?
But we questioned his psyche, but then again, we had that discussion at length. That we got to a point. We talked about how there's that possibility we extend his contract actually because he started playing well. Potter maybe has figured out a way to get the best out of him.
Yeah, no, you know, maybe they have a good rapport, good relationship, and probably Potter sat him down and was honest with him and said, listen, I want you, blah, blah, blah. You know, apparently, not that I speak with him, but apparently he's a good communicator. So if that's the case and he's able to, on a one-on-one basis, speak to each person individually, because everyone's different, you know that. And maybe, you know, he's able to get the most out of him, at least in a motivational sense. I still would have liked to see Madueke play.
I think here's the thing. It'd be difficult to drop Ziyech as long as he's still here. Given that, again, how many minutes did he get to play with Mudryk? And he found him 2 times.
Yeah. I mean,
which means, again, that sometimes you get 2 players who are naturally, again, they just click, given that is the attribute of the individuals, again, complement the other person and vice versa. So on 2 occasions, again, you could say Mudryk did make that run with intent. Not again, even though he hasn't played with Ziyech before, and he found him on 2 occasions. Maybe that's why he's starting him. I think Noni Madueke plays differently. He doesn't have that passing range that Ziyech has. So hopefully Ziyech will find the space to be able again to
Yeah, but Ziyech
maximize
can't,
his passing ability. Go ahead.
but Ziyech can't go past people like Madueke can.
In terms of pace and all, yeah, I know
Well,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and dribbling ability. Let's be honest
Hmm.
here. From what I've seen on film, okay, he's
Hmm.
formidable. And he can cross with his right foot. Ziyech can't. He's got a right peg that sits down on the terra firma to plant his leg so that he can use his left foot. Madueke is obviously he's more left-footed, so to speak, more prone with his left foot.
Hmm.
However, he is by far better with his right foot. So he gets to the byline and does decent crosses. If you watched him at all, a montage of him playing, he gets to the byline crosses. He's quite
What shoe exactly?
sorry,
You're talking about Madueke.
yeah, Madueke does it very well, coach.
I've
This is
watched him.
why
I've
he's
seen a few. I've seen a
yeah
few of his games.
he's
Yeah, go
far
ahead. Go ahead with
superior.
what you were
He's
saying.
far superior with his right foot than Ziyech. You know, so listen, you got to look at the front four and say, wow, there's a lot of energy there with Gallagher and Mount. Fernandez can motor too. Modric obviously has got some legs on him. Havertz is relentless. This is a highly young, energetic, with the exception of Ziyech per se, very young,
Hmm.
energetic, powerful front 4 to 5. Um, look, you've got James, who I think is one of the top 3 players in the team thus
Hmm.
far, and no disrespect to the keeper because that's a different position. I'm talking about outfielders. Thiago Silva, he's okay. He's average. No, I'm kidding. He's amazing, obviously. He's our best player always, virtually every game.
And
Badiashile,
can influence the game on every department of our selection of our on the pitch, even though he's a defender. And
listen,
whenever he
coach,
doesn't play, we seem to struggle to get our stuff together. But go ahead.
coach, I don't even want to think about what our record would be if we didn't have Thiago Silva this year. I don't even want to
Yeah.
contemplate that. We'd be probably in relegation. So listen, this is on paper. This is a really. I mean, this is. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect James to start. I didn't expect Fernandez to start. Enzo, I didn't expect Ziyech to start, and I didn't
No,
expect
but we
this.
did. If you remember, we did suspect that Fernandez start. Why?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
we're
possibly
depleted.
because of
Yeah.
exactly. We spoke about that, but we also spoke about the ramifications of him starting too early. Um, and then the formation, I thought he would be far more pragmatic. This is not a pragmatic lineup, coach, or
But he can't
formation.
do otherwise. Let's look at the bench.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see
yeah,
who's available on the bench. Just
yeah.
quickly.
Actually, I haven't even
Let's look
looked
at
at it.
again on the bench. We have Dacho Fofana, we have Noni, we have Raheem Sterling. That's shocking. That Sterling is fit and he's on the bench. We have Connie Chukwemeka, who are bench here.
That's
Well,
not
we have
shocking
Cesar
to me, coach.
Spilicueta, Khalid Koulibaly, Trevor Chalobah, and Marcus Bettinelli. I think in terms of the 2 6s, I don't think he could have done otherwise.
You did
Where's
well.
James? James is even on the bench. Oh, James is
No,
starting.
you're
Yeah, sorry.
starting, coach.
Yeah,
You
he
did well
started.
for
So
about a second and a half, keeping a straight face. Then you lost it. That was
no, but
funny,
here's the
coach.
thing. Yeah, I'm surprised that Raheem Sterling is actually fit enough and he's on the bench. But here's the thing: in
Maybe
terms
he's
of
fit
here,
enough to only go for 30
the only
minutes,
thing he
coach.
could have done differently would have been to start James in the midfield area and then place his Aspilicueta here, because I still
Yeah,
do believe that
yeah.
James is capable of playing there. Maybe as a makeshift midfield again. He could have started there, but that's by the way. I think he couldn't have done otherwise, really, for paying attention here. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Let me just catch up with the chat. I'll get Bobby's thought
Hello,
on the
Bobby.
lineup. Yeah, FFP is coming for us. The campaign is out there. It doesn't matter whether the campaign is out there. We haven't done anything wrong. And like I've said before, the owners, they're capable of hiring some people to behind the scenes to crunch numbers and say you can spend to this amount and you don't have a problem. Again, let's see what happens. The owners again brought in a guy to look at FFP, and exactly. I am not again responsible for any future breaking if Rich James goes down. I think he stays fit. I think he finishes this one. Gallagher might play better than Fernandez for all we know, and the pressure will be on Enzo. That's the thing, yeah. And that was why, again, had it not been for the situation we found ourselves in, a lot of players out, I don't think he would have started. But we're desperate, and he starts. But I hope he does
but
well. Again,
coach,
yeah.
Pressure is playing in a World Cup final.
Oh yeah, exactly, and doing well.
Doing
well, no matter how you see it.
I don't think this is much pressure as a World Cup final. You had over 1 billion people watching you in a World Cup final. You're not going to get that here. I don't buy that pressure for him starting the game because
So
he's
but at least if you had the option,
no,
you would have preferred him not starting.
Do you get my logic though?
Because yeah, sure.
This is no way near as big as a World Cup final. It's a London derby, which is big for us, but no, this is a walk. This is basically your Monday through Friday. Get on your suit, do your tie up, go to work day. It's simple as that. This isn't a high pressure game. This isn't a final. This isn't a big game like versus Liverpool, City, Man U, etc. This is no disrespect to Fulham, not at all. I don't mean it that way. But and I get it's his debut, so that is pressure. No, I concede that, but no, I don't. Listen, I'm just giving you my humble opinion. I don't believe he will be under. He may be nervous. The butterflies. Every single athlete, no matter what level they play at, no matter what sport they play at, always admit they have butterflies, especially on a debut. That's natural. But for pressure, I don't buy that, sir.
No matter what you do, the first time for everything you do in life, especially the ones where you earn something for doing it, that you want to not to have a bad start. You sometimes butterflies. And again, you could say fright.
I go on the first date, right?
Yeah.
And after the 100th, it's like, do I have to?
Yeah. Let me move on quickly and bring in Bobby. Havertz, Mudryk, Ziyech, Mitrovic again, 3-1. Okay, Mitrovic scores for them, and he's starting today. He's a tricky customer to deal with. Madueke is 20 and signed an 8-year deal. He is the future, but we still need again buyers for Ziyech, and he was informed again during the window. You never know. I've seen a situation where you thought a player would leave a club, they end up staying and probably end up becoming one of the club's best players. Alba is out of Champions League. I think his mood won't be good now. Mount being a bit a suspect so far for a while now. Sterling for Ziyech anytime, any day. No, I disagree. Sterling doesn't have the passing lane range, if that makes any sort of sense to you. Why is Potter playing James? I don't know. Maybe he's fully fit. He shouldn't get injured again at this match because, again, it will be bad for him.
You can say that about every game.
Yeah, again, also, I think this is more of a 4-3-3 with Enzo centrally, again, a deep line playmaker with Mount and Gallagher flanking him. Okay, there's a chance we'll get to understand what it is really when the game starts proper. It's a London derby, to be frank, no matter how you see it, but usually people, again, take London derbies against Arsenal and what's his name? And Tottenham very seriously than they do against this one. Greetings, Coach Chinedu. Greetings to you too. I told you guys it's going to be a 4-2-3-1. There's no telling really until the game starts. And if anybody can look on the fifth stand and see what formation they have there, Mudryk and Felix were exceptional in their debut, and see Enzo cooking something special tonight. I hope that happens. Really disappointed with starting Reece James. I hope he doesn't pick up an injury. Probably, again, I'm sure they've assessed him and believe he's probably ready to start this one. No disrespect, but it's just for him.
No, but in West London,
that's a very polite way to disrespect for
Is this person from London? If they know anything about it, is our biggest rival, London rival.
They are, yeah.
That's an unfounded statement.
Yeah. So Bobby, over to you, bro. If you're there, your thoughts on the lineup. There's no telling whether the structure. This is really the structure. Let me check
Bobby.
fifth stand, but
yeah,
when you're ready,
guys.
Bobby,
I know you guys.
I
like
just spilled my coffee now.
Anyway, big up, guys. Listen,
big up to you too, brother.
Forget about injuries tonight. It's not even a word I want to hear.
Exactly.
I'm not interested. This is the first time in a long time I've looked at the Chelsea team sheet and I thought, okay, we've got a team.
Yeah.
Now, is this team match fit? I very much doubt it. Is it on paper a solid team with a solid bench? Absolutely. I think the only two people missing from there is Kante and Fofana, Wesley Fofana.
Felix.
It's clear that Havertz is now a top striker for us. That's where he's going to play.
And you could say
And
Graham Potter's
Fofana,
preferred type of striker, if you don't
uh,
mind. Sorry about that.
and Fofana is the backup. I'm okay with that. I mean, this team, once they're fit and ready to go, it's unfortunate that we didn't have this at the beginning of the season, because we'll be definitely at another at the top end of the table for sure.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
As far as the Champions League, well, it's unfortunate for Aubameyang, for Noni, for Badiashile, and for Slonina. Talking to those three, the last three, is quite easy. They're young in terms of seniority. The
Yeah,
other
you
three
have more
are
than enough
older,
Champions League football to play
and
for the club.
they have to be motivated to show that and get us back in there. That's for sure. Fofana has also missed out. As for Aubameyang, well, you know, somebody had to be dropped, and it happened to be him. Did he deserve to be there? No. Is he sulking? Probably. Will the club try and say maybe he's got a headache or he's pulled up with something? They definitely will for PR. But if he is sulking, the sooner he leaves in the summer, the better.
Or cut him.
We don't need that. We don't want that. He's had every opportunity to show himself to be the striker we bought him to be, and he hasn't. Is that all his fault? Not totally. The injuries and the issues in the midfield haven't helped him. So he is a bit unlucky, but he has to just get on with it. He's being paid. He's not there for free. And he really needs to just be focused on getting us to the Champions League. Now, whether he'll do that or not through the league, whether he'll do that or not is really down to him. But
Mhm.
it's a strong team. I wouldn't have started Enzo. The manager knows these guys. He knows better. So, let's see how we do.
But Bobby, look at the bench. Tell me what he could have done differently. Except he can put it
Ruben,
together a makeshift. Is he there? Let's
isn't
see.
Ruben on the bench? I thought Ruben's on the bench.
No, he's not. Let me check here again. Let me pay attention carefully. Jao, Felix, Wesley, Fofana, and Golo. I'm counting the guys that are still out injured. Amanda Broya. Okay, let me check the bench. Marcos
Oh, so
Bettinelli,
Ruben's not
Trevor
there.
Chalobah, Khalido Koulibaly, Cesar Spilicueta, Ben Chilwell, Connie Chukwuemeka, Raheem Sterling, and Noni. So Ruben probably not match fit because he's not here. He's
Yeah.
not
Well,
on the
without
bench.
without Ruben, there's
Yeah,
not much else he would have done, and he
yeah.
could have played Chalobah, but he doesn't like using a proper CDM, and it would have been a bit too defensive. He might still bring on Chalobah depending on how the game goes. But yeah, I mean, he's done what he's done. I'm not going to crucify him for it. I'm keen to see Enzo. I just don't want the kid to have a poor showing. I think he's better than that. I know the jealous mob are all out there. I sent you guys that. Oh, actually, Simon Jordan, he's become a Chelsea fan all of a
Yeah,
sudden
you
because
noticed.
he's out there fighting our fight for us with the Muppets like Martin Keown and all those lot trying to tarnish our name. All we have done is rebuild a squad. What they fear and they hate us for is that we have rebuilt a formidable squad, and we haven't finished. So, I want the kid to do well. A lot of pressure on him. 100 million 100 million plus signing. However, nobody talks of the 100 million signing at Man City comes off that is a bench signing, and the blooming 75 million signing at Man United that doesn't even get in the team. Um,
Mm.
Anjo.
so,
And Man United paid how much for Anthony?
well, I think it's about 85, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So,
and nobody said
so
anything.
it's all the usual. But you know what? The best way to silence these
And
people,
did you see
keep
Pep's
doing what.
response when he was asked about that? It's
Who?
not my business.
Who's that? Graham
Pep,
Potter.
Pep, when asked about how much Chelsea have spent, he started by saying it's not my
Well,
business.
he
And it's
should.
as simple as that.
As simple as that. Because in
Yeah.
the come the summer, they're probably going to do the same thing.
Hmm.
They've got a lot of aging players. They're just going to copy us. But do you know what? The simple answer to these lot, forget about them. Let's focus on what we're doing. If we need to buy, we buy. we work our way around FFP like we need to, and get out there and win. The best thing you can do to this lot is to win and win trophies. It drives them absolutely mad. The more they talk, the more we win. Period.
Yeah, yeah. Let me get with what we have in the chat here, and I think what you could say again, why most of these clubs are so bitter is that by the time they get around to planning on doing the same thing we did, the rules have changed. So yeah, I think that pains them a lot. No disrespect, but it's just for him. Like I said, that's a very a very polite way of disrespecting for him. Happy Ziyech is starting again. You could say that's the best we can do right now because we need somebody with the passing range to be able to find Mudryk, find him on two occasions just for how many minutes of Mudryk being
Coach,
on the pitch. So
it's not just the best we can do. It
mhm,
means the manager has put his arm around him. His head is right. You know,
mhm,
if his head wasn't right, he wouldn't be there, just like Aubameyang.
mhm,
So we've got a player back, and who knows? I keep saying, if he performs really well, these guys will just give him another contract.
mhm.
He might end up staying. You never know. It's all down to him, really.
Yep, and if you're in the chat, let us know if you would have done anything differently. We're going to looking at the insight and every other thing. He shouldn't have started James. At least again, he can introduce him in the second half. That's a chance again. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. I don't work for the medical department because he did okay James starting before he even picked him. Let's say what we have here. Did we see Choma here? Are you referring to someone else? I don't think I've seen Choma here today. Or did I by any chance skip Choma's comment? Roger, it's a big game again in the sense that it's the start of our battle for top four. Yeah, you could say the first game again for for the rest of the season, if that makes any sort of sense to you. And Cobra says the entire football community will watch this match ready to clown on us if the new signings don't start off again with a bang. Yeah, again they have something to talk again, but I think they will perform.
That's just
Nice one,
noise, though.
Simon Jordan. Sorry,
That's just noise.
noise coming. You getting the noise?
No, that's just noise, as in people are going to
Oh,
complain.
from again the haters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's
Mhm.
part of life. Part of apparently it's real and it's here to stay. So I ignore it. I actually put very little value or anything into it. I just
Mhm.
carry on. That's just me personally.
Mhm. And again, if you're watching, if you haven't, please take a second to drop a like on the stream. We have 35 likes. Let's see if we can reach 100 likes by the time this very short show ends. We're used to marathon shows, so every time we do a pre-game show, it just seems like it's like taking a sip of or whatever drink you're tasting. Anthony spun around more times than they paid for him. Here's the thing about Anthony. I don't know if his dribbling goes because every time he tries a skill, it seems like again it's not that skill doesn't apply to the person that's marking him, and he ends up just being nothing. I just don't know, but I move on. I'm glad we didn't get him because a lot of Chelsea fans were calling for us to go for him. Let's go! Yes, let's go, Chelsea people. Let's go. 1 second, guys. I'll be right.
Bobby, what do you think of the formation? Are you there, Bobby?
All right, again, I'm back. Sorry, guys, I had to take something from somebody who was at the door.
No
Again,
problem.
it is the best we can do. Yep, that's just the truth. Referring to Ziyech, I think he's one of the best passers of the ball now, until proven otherwise by Enzo or maybe Mudryk. The best way Chelsea newly signed players can have a peace of mind to play better is to avoid listening to the media or people. Do you think they do that? I don't know. It depends on the sort of people they have around them. Some people get like for instance, Thomas Tuchel don't pay attention to anything that's out there in the media. But that's by the way. Let's go into looking at the again head to head and other things we have to look at here. Then we'll talk about players to watch. Let's see. What do we have here? Let's go to head to head. Okay, current team form. For us, I think they've been in a better form. At least they've won two, drawn one, lost two. For us, we've lost three, 1-1. John won. But even in the one they drew, they scored a goal. So to me, you could say again, they're in a better form. It's like day and night there. In terms of recent form, they're in a better form. On paper, this is a game we have to win. So let's look at the insights here. Head to head, it is 9 wins for us, 4 draws, and 1 win for them. Okay. Usually Roger says he doesn't pay attention to those. I think, like I said, on paper, we're well equipped to win this one. Without, again, they're not even a match on paper. But current form and where they are at the table, they're doing much, much better than us. Let's have the insights here. They're ranked 13th. We are ranked 13th in goals scored per match, 1.1 per match. They're ranked 9th in goals scored per match, 1.5 per match. So they're better than us in that department. Chelsea and Fulham have not drawn any of their last 8 matches against each other. So to me, this spells, again, most likely a win is certain. But the question is what team wins. And also we're ranked 13 in shots on target per match. Let me see if there's anything, they have anything to match that. Have been awarded the most penalties. Wow. Okay, I usually hate to see that. And also, you can say Bernard Leo is ranked 2nd in saves per match. Again, in the competition, 4.3. So we have to be more clinical. We have to be clinical today to put goals again, to get goals against him. Roger, your thoughts on this insight? I'm not going to ask you whether what you think the outcome will be from that, but what are you learning from that?
This is our problem. We are not clinical. We do not put chances away. And this has been our problem all along. So many times we have seen where there's been opportunities and they just don't find. They're good at shooting straight at the keeper. They're very good. I wish we could
just as if the keeper is the target, really.
Yeah, exactly. It's shocking. It really is. I don't know, it's frustrating, to be honest with you. I'm like, I could have saved that. I could have saved that. That's what I tell myself when I'm watching us. It's pathetic. We're out of form. So let's put it that way. And
yeah, given the insights, right?
Yeah, well, it's been like this for years, though. Let's not kid ourselves. We have been seriously lacking. I mean, as I said, and I say this, it seems like every day that, when we've been successful historically, how have we won games? From set pieces, from our other players that aren't attackers scoring, like our defenders. It's that simple, and we don't apply that to ourselves. We're not getting goals from all over the park like we used to, and we're just saying, well, this person up front isn't scoring enough. Well, neither's our midfield, neither's our left back, neither's our right. Well, our right back traditionally does, but neither's our centre backs. They're just not. And if you look at when
here's what I want to ask you. Yeah, go ahead. You're still talking about the insights, right?
Yeah, they do that. It's simple as that. In our years of success, traditionally, we've always had people that score from all over the park. And Ivanovic, Terry, I could go on and on, It just doesn't happen with us.
I think here's the thing. I think that will start happening. That will start happening because you will get a few goals from Enzo. You get a few goals. Badiashile does score from corner kicks and all that, set piece. I think that will improve. But again, so that's it for you for the insight. I want to get Bobby's thoughts. Once I say, let's say, did I read this again? The best way. Okay, I've read that. And again, and Jeremiah, again, CDK, nice to see you. Go ahead, Bobby, if you want to talk now. Go ahead.
I can't hear you, Coach.
Roger, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, I'm not on mute. Roger, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So Bobby has a problem. Bobby, you might want to go out and come back in.
Bobby, can you hear me? Yeah, it's Bobby.
There's no way he'd hear you and not hear me.
No, exactly.
You're on mute, Coach.
I'm not.
No. My system.
I'm not. It's your system. Yes, again, CDK says, let's go. Yes, let's go. And CDK, I'm still trying to find a way to find out is, again, somebody, again, who blocked you. So I'm not sure. And I said, I said it, you're a mod. So there's no way somebody will be able to block you from, again, participating in the chat. The only people that have superpower in the chat now It's Liam Lane, and I think Blessed, again, my Zambian brother or Namibian brother, and then Mikhail, my other brother. That's a strong lineup. Yep, that's a strong lineup, and that's the best we can do right now. Yes, people, if you're watching, please keep liking the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's get it to 100 by the time the show ends. Yeah, let's see. Again, for me, again, I don't know if Bobby is able to solve his again his headset issue. If not, again, we go ahead with that. And Roger, let me ask you this: of these two players, which of the two, again, of Gallagher and Fernandez, which of the two do you think will be more disciplined? Because they get this, that's important there.
I would say Enzo.
Why do you say because of experience or anything?
Yeah, well,
why?
just watching. Okay, so I said I've only watched him in the World Cup. I mean, that I paid attention to. That's all I did was just watch him. And for the first 75 minutes, all he did was playing deep as a single pivot for the vast majority of the game. Then after the 77th minute, you see him going forward far more. And I think that's because obviously they had Mbappe on the other side, and that's probably why. And it's a prudent measure. But depending what he's instructed to do, you know, the
manager's demands. That's my language. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And so I know he has the ability to go forward and shoot and provide goals and attempts, I should say. And also he has the ability to be disciplined enough if he's told to stay defensively as a single pivot. So I've seen that in the biggest game of your life. So that bodes well.
Okay, let me ask you this question again, a follow-up question. You just said the biggest game of his life, and he would want to perform, right?
You would hope so.
Okay, how about if, again, the adrenaline pushes him to think like he needs to get a goal, he needs to do more, just like we saw in the case, again, you could argue, in the case of João Felix's debut, he was playing, and you could see he felt like he was carrying the team, even maybe subconsciously.
Everyone's different, Coach. Obviously, no disrespect to Fulham or to the Premier League, but I believe that the game in which I saw the World Cup final, which is probably watched way over 1 billion people, that would be a more important game. I say respectfully to Chelsea, and you know he was able to stay disciplined. He was able to stay focused. He made one mistake in the 47th minute or whatever in the first half, where he got booked and he didn't need to do that. Other than that, you know, he's young, don't forget. So, but listen, I'm impressed with him. So from what little I've seen, it's early days. Who knows? He could be a huge success for us. He may not. He may be a failure. One doesn't know, sir. But what I do know is that he has exhibited more discipline than Gallagher thus far.
Yeah, again, I don't think, hopefully communication isn't an issue today. Let me, again, something else I wanted to talk about here. Just give me 1 second here. Let's look at the front four. I call them front four because they're interchangeable. They're like, it's fluid. You can see Kai Havertz drop deep to participate in the play. Being honest, would you have started Mount? But we were sure he was going to start. Would you have started Mount given the bench? Let's look at the bench again. We have David Fofana, we have Noni Madueke, we have Raheem Sterling, we have Carney Chukwuemeka. Forget about Ben Chilwell because we're talking about the front area. At least from here, David Fofana again can come in, and then which means go where Kai Havertz is, and Kai drops as the 10. Noni Madueke can also, I think he's capable of playing as a 10, and he's shown his football intelligence, his footballing IQ is something again that deserves him starting. Raheem Sterling could also come in, and some adjustments will be made to accommodate him. I'm talking about a guy actually Carney can play as a 10. Well, Noni Madueke again, usually on the flanks, again at the right wing. Not Ben Chilwell. So would you have done anything differently? Given Mount's recent form, because no matter how you see it, if he's playing as a 10, he should be doing more than just running. We need more than just his industry, if we're being honest. And I know he's a good player, and you know my argument about as to the reasons why he hasn't reached that height we think he should reach. But go ahead.
He's off form, but having said that, I would possibly Carney to replace him in a different area, but you know, Carney had one start and he went missing, so who knows? Carney may not be mature enough to start right now, per coach's observation. Obviously, they think he's not ready to start. Obviously, they see that, as I keep on saying, many coaching staff look at what people do on the training ground and hope it translates onto the field. But there are some players that don't train well but play well, and vice versa. So it all depends. Very rarely does a coach ever start a player when he's been playing poorly or not playing well, however you want to term it, on the training ground. So maybe he excels on the pitch as opposed to Carney. And plus, there's a big experience gap there, is what you're looking at. You have to take that into consideration. That right now, the coach or the coaching staff are looking at this is a first game after our window, and we need to hit the ground running. So we're going to need experience. Listen, look at this team. Look how young it is. You can't have every 19-year-old start, coach. You just can't. Otherwise every team would do it. You have to have some experience. And believe it or not, as young as he is, Mount has 3 or 4 years of experience starting every...
Here's the thing. I think you've convinced... That's why it's important we look at the lineup. And again, we don't just talk about it. We analyze things that you've come up with the importance of having experience there. Again, Mount provide experience. He's still young, but he's played so many games. His experience counts. As much as I would have loved to do otherwise, I think you just have, this guy, the most experienced player there is on the flanks. So you need experience centrally too, and he provides that. So go ahead with what you were saying. Your argument does make sense, yeah.
And we have little in midfield. Yes, Enzo's got international experience at the highest level, but he's only got 6 months playing it.
He's deep. He's playing deep.
Sorry?
He's in a deeper position.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So you're looking at Fernandez, you're looking at Gallagher. These people don't have much experience. Gallagher's played 1 year for Crystal Palace, off and on this year. Fernandez only got 6 months playing in Europe. He's got 0 experience currently, not even 1 second playing in the Premier League. So you're going to have some, someone that has experience there. And obviously you've got it in the back line and the goalkeeper. But from the front, 6 people going forward, there's virtually no experience apart from Ziyech. Yes, Havertz got a bit.
And he's on the flanks.
Yeah, exactly. So this is probably, I wouldn't say a deciding factor, but a contributing factor.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. As much as we'd like to accommodate the likes of Chukwuemeka and Madueke, the balance is key. Unfortunately, again, even the balance isn't enough. This is just me, okay? So it doesn't count for anything. I personally would have liked to see Madueke start. Madueke, I think I'm really high on him, coach. So I want to see. I get it, but go ahead. Here's the thing. Let me tell you this. After those two brilliant connection, again between Ziyech from the right hand side of the flank, finding Madueke twice. I think Potter took note of that.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, he has a pace. Maybe Madueke being on the pitch. Here's the thing: Madueke plays differently. He will not be able to find those passes that Ziyech is capable of finding. Madueke drives with the ball more than Ziyech does.
Hold on 1 second, coach. I have a phone call. I apologize.
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
So let me catch up with the side and I'll bring in IBC to tell me again what he thinks about the selection here. Yes, people, please keep liking the stream. We're at 40 likes. Let's see. We have about how many minutes? 15, 30 minutes to round up the show because we have a watch-along show to do. Again, Enzo Fernandez. Again, I wouldn't say that he's good, but I get what you mean by that. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Reece James shouldn't start. Courtney is saying Reece James shouldn't start. And Ziyech, again, head might not be, again, in a good place after the transfer issues. I don't know. Maybe the manager thinks otherwise. Again, but we will find out in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes at least. Let me say 15 minutes. We'll find out whether his head is there or not. Then we can bring in Madueke to take his position. But the pattern of play changes because Madueke likes to drive the ball, dribble, get closing, put in crosses, while Ziyech can pick up passes from wherever he's on the pitch. Ziyech again as a 10, Carney instead of Mount or something again about maybe these 10 days of did him good, maybe of rest. Yeah, these 10 days of rest again may have done Mount because he needed to rest. Again, I think Mount will also thrive again with our new
Sorry,
join.
was that me, Coach?
Yeah, I think it was you. It was from your end. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Just 3 more contributions in the chat. With Mount, again, you have to understand he trains hard, so he will get picked. Pep said again, if he watches again the body language and training, all coaches do. Mount also has energy. On energy, and he never gets injured. Yes, that's important. But my argument is, if he has to be playing as a 10, he has to do more than just run around, if that makes any sort of sense to me. And I like him as a player. I like his industry, but I want managers to start coaching him even more so that he can improve and get to that level that we all know he can get to. But unfortunately, managers value his industry more than anything else and probably doesn't spend time coaching him, realizing he's still very young. Exactly, Potter likes playing him. Yep. Again, Ziyech has issues dribbling. I don't think, again, I've seen him run at the defender. That's how he differs from Noni Madueke. He needs space to operate. Madueke, when there isn't space, he dribbles again. He takes on his man, but Ziyech also can dribble. But that's, by the way. So Bobby, quickly, since you were here before IBZ, you wanted to say something, so I can go to IBZ and get his thoughts on the lineup overall.
No, I was. I thought you were wanting me to respond to something because I popped out and popped back
Probably
in.
have lost it. I'm not sure what exactly. I think I was going to ask you, of the two players, Fernandez and Gallagher, which of the two will stay disciplined? Yeah, you go ahead. I want to know your thoughts on
I'm
that.
not sure. I mean, it would seem to be Fernandez, but I'm not sure because we're handicapped and don't have the real midfield partner with him that he'll be able to interchange with. Then he may need to hold back, but that takes something away because he can also do something going forward. I think Gallagher will surprise you. I keep saying this, and people attack me for it, and oh, you can't do that. Oh, he's no good. Oh, he's a. I believe and I hope that Graham Potter modifies Conor Gallagher to a 6. I think he's got the physicality, he's got the endeavor. He may not fully have the technical skills, but he's getting better, and he seems to be improving. Remember, he's not that old. How old is he? 22. So there's time for him to get better, and I've noticed he is getting a little bit better, but I believe that will be his position personally. So who knows? You might see him sitting sometimes. I don't know yet. We'll just have to watch the game and assess it.
I think the argument again makes sense. He's the more experienced of the two, even though they're about the same age. I think who's older, but I think he's played. I don't know if he's played more games. I don't know. It depends on who Potter trusts because he's played there more than Gallagher. Gallagher usually starts again further forward or again. So let's see. Maybe he's more experienced in terms of implementing that role. Let's see. When the game starts, we'll find out. There's a lot to learn before we can say certainly that's where he fits in the team. Sorry, not sorry. Come on again. The Fulham win. Yeah, let's get. You think feel a bit well. Let's see what happens again. If you're watching, if you haven't taken a second, drop a like on the stream. We're at 41 likes again. It looks like we're not gonna get to 100 likes by the time the show ends, but 42. Again, that's a huge. That's not easy. I'm gonna come to you, IBC. Your thoughts on the selection? Would you have done anything differently? Plus, again, I want to ask you, of the two players, Gallagher and Fernandez, who stays disciplined for the order to have the independence to support the attack? Your thoughts?
Hi. Yeah. I'm just going to really quickly just say a piece and then go for a bit. I have no I've supported. Yeah, Potter's decision. He saw the team that see fit. I would have changed it. I would have. Yeah, it all makes sense. Bringing a new signing. I even applaud the fact that he's like given Ziyech a start. Like he's put it on him. Like yo, bro, I need you. You're starting. you know. So Ziyech will use this opportunity to play football and, you know, continue his form that he has shown over the recent weeks. So I credit to that. It's not a situation, oh yeah, this transfer situation will allow the media to run the narrative, then I start you on the bench because of some sort of, I don't know,
The notion that
mental,
his head has
yeah,
turned.
exactly. And we were already seeing it in the chat this morning. People are saying, oh, he may be benched for the rest of the season. He's not going to play again for the rest of the season. Look at him. He's starting the first match with the £100 million signings, and he's going to be there whipping it in. So, boy, it is what it is. He didn't get his move, but like Bobby said this morning, we move on in it, and you know, the point of direction is how he will take it. It could be hit the ground running and be our best player. Forget Enzo, forget everyone else. He could be the best player up until the summer, and then what? So it's how he does it. I'm happy he's starting. Yeah, boy, Afi, let's go.
Let me ask you something quickly for the front four or front three, because I call them front four because they are interchangeable. And again, it's fluid. Kai Havertz, the fact he starts saying he's not stationary there. Would you again for the number 10 position? I think you could argue it depends on the application. It's very critical. Would you have started Mount? Would you have done anything differently there?
No, Mount is a 10. He could play a 10. That's all.
Okay,
He would probably say
he'd
he's a 10.
do well in this game?
Yeah,
Given his recent form.
yeah. I think he'll do well in this game. I think he understands the type of game it's in. The last result is still fresh in the mind. We've got new signings. He's going to make sure that he's going to have to step up his game, because now everyone's games have to step up. If you put all those factors in the pot, I think we're going to have someone that's going to have to step up, and you'll probably see it tonight. So I'm expecting that to show. He is Chelsea. He is whether we like it or not. He is part of this furniture of the new Chelsea with Reece James. He is part of it, you know, and he will like to prove that to them, to himself, to everyone. So
to himself, more importantly.
Exactly. To himself, to everyone, to club, you know. So I expect him to enjoy himself today and do some business. Yeah.
And just quickly before you leave, what type of game do you expect, and what players are you looking forward to watch?
I think it's going to be an attacking game. We'll be on the front foot.
An open game.
But we may have the with the durability of Conor Gallagher and Enzo Fernandez. It will be interesting to see how they hold down Fulham in midfield, because the likes of Pereira, if he links up with
the tricky custom of Mitrovic.
Paulina, if he links up with Paulina, it could be a situation where it will be interesting to see how that unfolds. But again, I do not have any stress. I don't have any worries. I'm confident that we're going to get a home win and avenge what happened to us a few weeks back.
Yeah. Bobby, I know you don't do predictions, but what type of game do you expect? I do expect a feisty game.
I'll be back, Coach. I'll be back.
All right. It's a London derby, so I do expect a feisty encounter. If you're still there, Bobby.
Yeah, I expect they'll come. And, you know, I was listening to all the Premier League managers and what they were saying about Chelsea. And I think they'll target our players. They'll come and try and kick them. They'll try and target Enzo. They'll try and pressure him. And but I think we'll just have too much for them. This is what we have to be doing to teams until they find out that we're just too good, and then all they resort to is sitting back. I don't, you know, it's hard to know what game to expect because we don't know the team in this form. But this is what I expect from Fulham. They're a good team. They've got Mitrovic. They've got people that are dangerous. And I think they'll focus more on trying to bully their way through. If we show them that we can't be bullied, then we're going to win.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Logic Don says, not sure what form Ziyech has shown. He's played a little better, possibly. Yeah, a little better means a lot. At least better than usual. Form, okay. Good luck to you. Let's see what happens. Chelsea 4, Fulham 0. Advanced hat-trick. Okay, let's see. Hoping Ziyech performs, man. Again, I think he would do well. Chelsea 3, Fulham 0. Again, it will be an attacking game now that Georgie has gone. Wow. Okay, Enzo starting. Yep. Again, I got more. Enjoy it. Again, I don't know. What about Gallagher? Again, his decision making is poor. Maybe he's not there to create chances. He's there probably to provide security for the back three. I think he would do well. Again, yeah, I second you on that. Something Gallagher's decision making is poor. Roger, are you still there? What type of game do you expect? So we end it and go. So we'll get ready for the watch along. And I hope to see you guys for the watch along show. It doesn't like Roger is there. Just 1 second. Let me make sure you guys will be redirected to the watch along show. So I don't make that mistake. Go to this one here. 1 second, customization. Let's see what we have. Yep, again, it will redirect you. I think with that, we've come to the end of the show. It looks like Roger is still on the call. See you guys. We will watch it again together. It's always fun. We have conversations on what's going on while we watch it. Philip Bidwell thinks it's going to be 1-1 draw, but let's see what happens again. Thank you so much, guys. I cannot thank you guys a lot enough. But before you leave, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream. Again, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Cannot be a draw. It's a strict win for Chelsea. See, I got more. Let's see that happen. Please like and subscribe if you have not, as it helps the channel reach a wider audience. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks, Coach. Again, see you on the other side. You too, Logic Dan, Don. See you there. God bless us all, and bye.